So there's some code on screen. Pause if you want to look at it. I'm not doing anything fancy. I just kind of wanted to highlight this portion, which is where you can add. I'm pretty sure it's working correctly. It's been a few days, and I hope that I didn't put the code in the wrong place. However, it's empty here, so there should be no events for the backstory. But if you wanted to, I'm 80% sure it works. I'm not trying to mac on anyone involved with Perm. I'm just trying to remember if I did test this out or if I was testing more events with No Shackle, which is going to be kind of what you're seeing today. Well, it is going to be what you're seeing today because it's going to be No Shackle and Nightly Aura to cap off this to close off this Mimi in May series, because I need to get the rest of this month done, and I've lost a lot of progress. Well, not lost a lot. What am I trying to say here? Anywho, just want to see what I got for all perks and random item stats. We will be playing an all perks run, so I guess this will be a fun little close off to Mimi as well, because without it, funny enough, Mimi, I think Mimi also does a lot better against No Shackle with her own character-specific perks. I was trying to figure out, because I was doing a Miku test run beforehand, but my mind is scrambled. So, to close everything off as we get into No Shackle, Nightly Aura, all perks, random item stats, Mimi, this is going to be a grab bag. That doesn't mean Mimi doesn't have things of her own, not just her lower max reason, but also her own events, which I think usually give out experience and not recovery here and there. But as we get Charisma, Second Mystery, Toxicon, Strength, Knowledge, and maybe a Light check, we definitely want to make use of that knowledge. However, I normally go with Strength anyway, so shrug. But, is there anything else I want to do? No, probably not. So off we go. But, yes, we are on Perm here. I didn't show the Perm version for whatever reason, and I haven't checked. I don't think there's been an update, and if there hasn't been, well, hey, I also didn't use these library notes, but we got 2 Shadow Shrouds, so shrug. But as we move on here, what are mysteries on our plate today? It is going to be Festival, Botanist, Madness, Bulletin, and Demon. So since I'm using an all perks based character, I'm just going to use 2 custom mysteries for today. Shrug, that's the end of the sentence. So double Shadow Shroud, I could just get rid of one, but we'll wait here just in case. We'll prepare. Just so I can use this anatomy book. Maybe we get bats. If we do get bats, basically, I guess your base tip for today is that you have an empty bottle and keep bat throughout the run, because town effects can just get rid of bats. Theoretically speaking, you can get an extra 8 experience per mystery. However, the reason I don't normally do so, nice max start level school by the way, is because usually after starting your run, really just after starting your run, you end up losing stamina, and so you'll need, I say that you'll need the stamina anyway. I'm going to grab Fame here, actually. And then I'm going to go grab some students. So, let's see here. Man, it's a good thing we use that anatomy book. A very, very nuanced thing, because you're not normally grabbing students with Mimi, is that, yeah, as you can see there, I used the anatomy book to get 8 experience. That effectively gives you a student plus a little bit more for 2 stamina. So because we have Fame on an all perks run, this is a very, very nuanced, this is a very, very specific situation, but when it occurs to you, it occurs to you. And it occurred to me, although I probably wouldn't have normally remembered. Usually, a lot of the time, for those that don't know this channel as well, someone somewhere, not just in World of Horror but other games as well, usually ends up coming along and saying, well, hey Jordan, you could have done this, and I'm like, yeah. So anywho, I'm a good play tester, not the greatest play tester. People with professional play testing experience they are most certainly better than I am, but that doesn't mean that I don't, and that's partly because, yes, I have to play test my own games. I don't have play testers, so shrug. But I'm going to look around here, and we're going to get a bandage, because in a No Shackle, well, yeah, mainly No Shackle. I was going to say Nightly Aura, but it's No Shackle as well. In No Shackle runs, you will be getting stacks of technical difficulties. Now, how many are you going to get? Depends on the 15%, but you should count about like 5 to 10 minimum, because of how 15% works. If you work with the theoretical probability, then yes, you will be getting about 5 to 10 minimum. I just have to give you a ballpark range anyway, because I don't know how much you're actually going to get. I've gotten as much as, I think, 15 plus, but correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember how much I'm getting. Lo and behold, the moment I start speaking about it, No Shackle will remind me that, yes, I will be getting stacks of technical difficulties. I shouldn't be gambling on the strong here, but we're going to do so, because why not? And then after that, we can just pepper check our way out. I was about to say, does that really do -1 all? Anywho. into this max level village I go. Not really much else to say about that as well. That's free -1 Doom. -1 Doom isn't the greatest, but I'll take it. I mean, we're at 32% Doom right now. I shouldn't even be talking. But as we wait and just take the Doom in the face, more Doom in the face. Yeah. So Reason and Doom. I made No Shackle knowing well enough, along with Nightly Aura, because that's increasing or decreasing my max stamina, max Reason as well. I did make those two backstory Old God combinations, well knowing that you likely lose a lot of Reason in the course of a normal World of Horror run, Harbinger run specifically. But, what do you want from me? I should have actually used the Cursed Doll there, but hey. So we do have the Force Note. Let's do this ending A, and off we'll go. But as for Mimi, again, I think Mimi is actually above average. It's primarily due to her scalpel, starting with the scalpel, so at least you have some weapon. But you also have her perks as well. First Aid, in my opinion, is a very, very useful perk because you're fighting enemies anyway. And so what ends up happening is that you just heal the reason that you lose, or don't lose any reason at all if you get a very good encounter. But again, that depends on your RNG. So what are we? Demon Madness, right? I guess we just have to take them back to back. I don't remember which one. I feel like one... No, actually both of them. And in fact, Madness has a ghost, so we're going to take this immediately and take Core Strength. That doesn't help my thingamajiggy. In fact... I'm going to take Knowledge here, and we're actually going to take Madness, because Madness is a ghost boss. You don't get frequently many of them, and I would not... I guess for all custom content creators out there... try not to push the overall custom mystery and base mystery number of boss ghosts above even 15%, 20%. So if 20, we have about, I think, if we're putting all of, I got rest here by the way. If we're putting all of the thingamajiggies together, base mystery, so they're like 15-ish base mysteries. And at this point, we have... Actually, you know what? I can go count while we're just sitting here waiting. But... actually, I want to Curse Doll instead, so we can at least prep attack out of here. But... yeah, I'm just going to be lazy here. That's a lot of reason to lose, but shrug. But... did that really just do... Hold on. Now I just want to check something. I think that keeps... I have to check afterward. But... let's see here. So, as I move on here and wait for the investigations. Oh, I have a maxed out level village. I didn't know I was going visiting it that many times. But, nice 10 roll, by the way, game. I'm just going to walk for it. If we die here, so be it. No Shackle, Nightly Aura. But, if we're looking around here, so... yeah, we definitely have 50 plus mysteries overall, if you're counting custom mysteries. So... I don't think we even have like 5-ish% of mysteries having ghost bosses at the end. So again, we're doing relatively... basically, okay, with that knowledge, even if it's 10%, feel free to make ghost bosses, but I'm not going to be happy. I'm not saying I'm mad at you for it, or anyone for it. It's just that, man, ghost bosses, this is the reason why, like, 28 plus HP on a ghost boss. Hell! But, yeah. And in fact, the Crystal is probably going to be better for us here, because well, actually, is that true? It's not true. But we're already committed, and we're gonna, yeah, we're at the 14 HP threshold. Crystal is guaranteed to do 4 damage. If you get more damage, cool, but... I forgot that we were doing extra knowledge. I took the point in knowledge specifically for the ghost boss, but... you have ways around it. You can't turn your brain off. That's the, I guess, the short version. Don't turn... if you have a ghost boss in your run, usually going to be recluse for like 80% of players who play World of War. You need a plan. You need a plan. You don't need a plan around it. You need a plan. So, shrug. Hey, a luck check for Doom. But, yes, I did know. I think that's one of the few events I remember, or the dozen events I remember, is, hey, take a luck check, lower Doom. If you fail... I don't actually remember. I just talked about... I know that when you succeed, Doom decreases. This is the small kinds of things here. Also, I'm visiting this village a lot, but we're just already committed. So, we're going to sit in it. Doom decrease if we succeed, but why would we? So, shrug, right? But, nice Mimi perk, but it's not actually a nice perk. But nice to see a Mimi perk. It's not the one I wanted to see, but shrug. Do we have a spell to cast? No, just take Fast Learner, funny enough. It's not going to grant me the most experience, most experience, but Among the other two, we're not using spells, and we're not switching our weapons. So, strength check. Nope, that's not the strength check. I'm going absolutely insane. I thought Demon does have an enemy, has a boss at the end, but I guess we're gonna find out. Assuming we even survive this, because that's not real. Yeah, it's not real. So I guess we're gonna option select here. We're not gonna hit all three, so I just need to, yeah, react. But I mean, we need to hit. If we didn't hit 2 and we use the cursed doll, we're dead anyway. But shrug, right? Fast hand shovel. There's no reason to do that, if in case anyone was wondering. And yeah, I hope I have enough stamina for this. So we do technically if we hit all of these attacks. Unfortunately, we don't have much else, but we can't forget Shadow Shroud. I'm just gonna throw this out. Just shout from a rooftop. Okay, at this point though, we can actually get out. Each of these does enough damage. The problem is, we still need to hit 2 out of 3 of these. But I guess that wouldn't be a worse way to end the series on coin flips here. Thankfully we did. We didn't even see if we hit all 3 attacks. That would have been nice to see. But we get an old coin for our trouble, so you know what? Relatively forgiven, but it's not like I have a curse at the moment anyway. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Also, we have like 2 mysteries left. 60% doom. I think we'll be okay. And here's where, yeah, so anatomy book. I'm at 4 stamina. Shrug. That's all I have to say. So we have a bottle of blood, but we don't need that. And off we go. So Botanist Festival. Take Festival, take our rest, move on with life. Festival is still going to be slightly okay for you, but you are losing Doom for resting. You still want to rest, in my opinion. And in fact, I want that guy with us. We're not on a 7th Curse run, right? You know, it's Knightly Aura. That's the whole reason we're playing this run. But anywho, we have 8 strength. I feel a lot more safe. But stamina and reason could always just get tanked, so time to find out if our last random character perk is going to be a good one. So, as we continue losing max stamina, how much? I haven't been keeping track. Really, all you need to keep track of as we take reason damage here. I forgot what I was going to say. Moving on. But basically, no. What I was gonna say is that yeah, when I'm on Knightly Aura, I'm normally just looking to see if any of the numbers are bolded. It's something I've said before, but for anyone who's newer and hasn't heard it before, you can tell how much max stamina and max reason you're at when you hit it if the number is bolded. It's a very slight, subtle difference, but once you see basically enough numbers on your HP, you'll kind of understand. And I mean, the numbers will be thicker anyway, so that's kind of my advice to you. And if nothing else, if you hear it, then you can kind of try and tell. If you don't know how to tell if something is bolded, you're like, oh, that's right. Jordan said that if the numbers are bolded, I'm at my max stamina or max reason. So use your best eyesight to tell if you are at that threshold. Otherwise, I mean, it does help with strategy making. That's all I'm trying to say. Also, Botanist at the end. Hope I'm not stuck in this forest any longer than I need to be. But hey, random perk time. This is not the random. These are not the random perks you want, but I don't really get much of a choice at this point. We're actually gonna take reason randomly, and off we go. And now, so I think you saw that. Yeah. So for a moment before I hit that investigation, I know I'm at 10 max reason because I saw that 9 was my max reason, and the Knightly Aura pushed me over to 10 max reason. Do I just want to run from this? No. We're lacking some doom. Now, we are taking a bunch of damage for this, but actually my accuracy is pretty good, so I'm just going to go all out here. Go for a 2-turn. Again, -2 all isn't the worst thing in the world. You don't want to always be taking it, though, so... and the other way to say that is you only really want to be losing 2 stamina or 2 reason, or 2 HP's worth of damage, if it's like -1 twice. But any more than that, and you quickly start losing more HP than you can possibly recover normally with efficient play. Shrug. Also, that's right. I do have technical difficulties. And funny enough, I have only gotten, I think, 3 to 4 stacks this whole run. So that's parallel to the Miku run I did before this recording, in which I had like 10 plus stacks of technical difficulties throughout the run. But with Miku specifically, and I know this is a Mimi video, spare me, please. But yeah, just a really quick Miku tip, because I like playing as Miku, is that with Miku, she gets the She gets doomed already, which helps out with mitigating technical difficulty hits. It's kind of disjointed, but it does help out because it's just reason healing. On the opposite side of that, getting back to Mimi, Mimi has first aid, so therefore healing reason while losing technical difficulty reason. Normally you're not so unlucky because 15% is still relatively low, theoretically speaking, but on a bad run you're losing like 3 or 4 reason plus per mystery if you're keeping stacks of technical difficulties on you with no shackle. And then if you have even less max reason like Mimi does, it doesn't really matter as much because as I've mentioned before, max reason, max stamina is normally not something you need to pay attention to, as we're losing stamina here by the way. But with first aid, because you're trying to normally defeat enemies anyway, especially if they're not reason damage enemies, then you can do a lot better and not, take the damage in the face. Here on the other hand, 27 HP, we're off. If I had like an extra 2 stamina, we'd be okay. But I'm actually just gonna gamble here really quickly. It's not what I wanted to see. But yeah, we can't do much else here. I could go for a dodge. That would be a fun way to end this whole series. But no, we can't run from this encounter. Why? That basically means that I'm pretty sure the creator of this enemy made this enemy inescapable. So unfortunately, what that means, I think I have to trade reason here. Yeah, we trade off reason so we can deal enough damage. It's very, not thankful, but it's a very unfortunate convenience that that Mimi can survive this, oddly enough. But yeah, you normally shouldn't be having to deal with this. Now that being said, I guess you can call that a semi-boss. I'm not really too angry because it's like, I'm not angry at all, really. If we're talking about, I'm just talking about fun angry. I forgot we had self-therapy. Did I forget a spell on accident? Also nerfing stealth by indirectly. But basically, if you make an inescapable enemy, that's fine. Just, it does increase the difficulty if you were to run into that enemy. That's all I'm trying to say. Quite a lot, actually, because again, that was essentially like a mid-boss territory boss. In fact, mid-bosses are actually just more like normal enemies. Period. That's the sentence. I pulled that from enemies like the student, who's she's not a mid-boss, but she's like pre-boss, I guess, so to say. But basically, an enemy that's forced to you, that might be a little harder. But that's not normally the case for World of Horror because of how much burst damage you can take, for lack of a better phrase. So, in that instance, yes, we would not be as hurt as we are if we had actually just ran into an event, really. That being said, on the flip side of that, because it's been really unlucky and taken stamina penalty damage, so at least fighting... That's why I'm not so mad with harder quote-unquote enemies, and I really mean quote-unquote here. Because I'm quoting myself. Harder mid-boss type enemies, you still have some control, as much as it might still be up to RNG. So that being said, we do not have a second encounter check, thankfully, because I never remembered those, and I certainly didn't remember this time. However, we are taking 2 reason damage, and possibly 5. We don't have the 6th floor. Okay, so no. So effectively 92% doom. However, we do have technical difficulties. So if this procs at all, I could die, so I need to proc. It would need to proc 3 times, but if it procs, I'm dead. So, actually, does it count as a curse? I'm gonna find out, actually. I thought I did count it as a curse as well. To make it easier to get rid of. Unfortunately, no. So, and the reason I did that is because I guess I didn't want it to be too easy to get rid of. A shrug. So, without further ado... I don't think we need to rest here. Yeah, we shouldn't need to rest here at all. I haven't been actually keeping track, so whoops. But, I mean, this should be a slam dunk. Now, I already took -1 reason on 15%. So here's where we ask, and we can, yeah, you can still proc technical difficulty checks themselves to get that status effect. So, whoops. But, I took Bulletin into Madness, I believe, because I was like, oh, Ghost. But, yeah, we're going to find out. So we should be able to just shovel Toxi-san here. In fact, we can do a Desperate Struggle. And if I one-shot Toxi-san here, I should be able to just... I should have been able to rest, but I was feeling a bit lazy. So yeah, this is like 27 damage guaranteed. And off we go. But yeah, without further ado, hey, if I can survive this one, that would be great. Now, we procced a second technical difficulties, by the way. Just want to let that be known. But... that should be the end there. Yeah, if it wasn't the end, you can still pop technical difficulties. You can even pop Where is it? You can use Aura of the Night here, although if I use it, I end up dying. I don't know if... I actually should just use this at the beginning of the run, but if I had, we actually might have died for it. But just to kind of show it off here, so you lose 3 stamina, lose 3 reason, but you get +1 max stamina, 1 reason, to kind of give the player some control over the RNG. I would have had an event, too, that sets your max reason and stamina back for a cost, at basically a -1 max reason, max stamina cost, but... I felt that was a bit much. That's why I didn't end up using it. But yeah, if you have anything to say yourself as I start releasing all this custom content, I say all this is not really a lot. But you get the point. You know what to do. Otherwise, thank you for watching. You know, all the usual stuff. I'll see you later. Bye!